So the analogy is like the person in the hospital and the doctors know that's it, but they're still alive. They're still functioning. They're still able to do anything they want, really. Talk to you. It's just they're going to die. I'm not saying this is what I mean. It's an analogy. I'm not saying America or society or the world or the country or any city or anything in particular is gone beyond repair or reprise. I'm not saying that. I'm saying very similar. When do we look at the world and society, America in particular, in this case, however, it is a larger global umbrella on the macro, it's fractal. And on the micro level of this, the meta of this layer, and each layer has its own meta, but you look at the bigger picture, this is, we're there with America, our society, popular culture, media, news, technology and communications, especially the internet, text-based, voice-based, and image-based communicating ideas with each other, in the elections and all kind of, we're approaching that vector, that time with deep fakes and everything. Well, now we're there. So you put that on top, that macro layer of, on top of this. At what point do you go, okay, it's no longer valid to say, wow, we're heading toward this. We're heading toward that. Oh, that's going to be us. When do we go, okay, we're walking through the forest. I felt a drop of rain. Well, it's not raining. It's sunny out. Yeah, I mean, okay, well, one day we're heading toward that, man. Yeah, one day, man, the world is going to be just like that movie, Idiocracy. It's like, yeah, man, I mean, someday we might get wet and have to stop and seek shelter. We can't get our feet wet. That'll be a disaster. It could threaten our life. We're hiking out here on the through trail, Oh, it's extremely critical we stay dry. Oh, I felt more rain. Okay, now you start to get used to the fact that it's drizzling a little bit all the time and it's misty and extremely humid. And you're like, okay, I guess a certain amount of moisture is to be expected. There's nothing we can do about it. This is life now. Here we are in society in America. What are we going to do? Well, we'll try to mitigate the circumstances the best we can. Like anything else you do in life, you don't just sit there and go, oh, I'm dirty, therefore why take a shower? I'll just get dirty again. Well, by that logic, jump off a cliff, because why are you preserving your life? You're stopping gravity from killing you. You're stopping biological germs from killing you. Well, you have to do something. You have to be vigilant, right? Anyway, here's this movie. At what point do you go, you look around and you're like, I mean, there's not too many people who are going to be in our group and say, hey, did you realize it's starting to rain? Because we've all been walking in the rain for weeks. Now it's become more and more. Now it's a storm. I mean, are there really still people out there who are like, oh man, I hope we don't get wet today? And we're looking at them while we're walking through the rainstorm, like, are they high? They're wearing an umbrella, or they're wearing a poncho, they're holding an umbrella. Yeah, they're wearing the umbrella because it's plastered to their fucking face because it's a storm. Oh, it's not raining. I mean, it probably will be someday. Oh, we're not in Idiocracy yet. What do you think it's going to look like? The literal movie? I mean, it pretty much is almost. We got a woman smiling, looking at a dude filming her, going, what are you doing? Stop. And she's looking at her GPS, driving forward into the ocean, giving it gas, looking around like, why isn't this working? I'm giving it gas. I'm going forward. This is where the GPS is telling me to go. Smiling as the water is coming up and covering her face. I mean, it pretty much is. The scene where they just drive off the cliff. So here's the show, right? Here's the show. This is in the movie called Ow, My Balls. I thought it was Ouch, My Balls. It might, I forget which one now. I have to refresh my memory. It's many years. But are you saying we're coming to this point? Or are we at this point? You tell me. Where are we? We're not there. Put on any left-wing media outlet. It's all the same thing. The left and right are not the same. Not even close. It's the stupidest cop-out bullshit, non sequitur argument. Oh, they do that. They do something. Therefore, this. It's like the devil exists. Does the most pure evil, hatred, evil possible. Oh, but this other demon also exists. Therefore, devil good. Go Burr. That drip. Fuck you mean. Fuck out of here. I'm going to read the whole story. You get the point. You get the point. You have to catch up if you don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, my balls. Let's see. Her. Oh. And like, oh, something of MTV currently? I'm like, yeah, true. Wait, 10 years ago? Huh. Interesting. Looking back in time, if only they knew what the fuck was going to happen in 2020, 2022, and now 2024. How much worse can it get? We aren't too far away from the reality of this movie as a whole. Spooky. 10 years ago. Hello from 2024. How you doing? This is the future of America 9 years ago. Well, that aged perfectly well, actually, and is still valid and true. Airplanes, by the way, airplanes. Look. Here's the thing. Here's the scientific method. Here's the other thing. Here's pseudoscience. Here's the other thing. Crackpot in science. Okay? And then there's a transistor computer I'm going to build out of redstone. Anyway, crackpot science refers to ideas or beliefs that are baseless, absurd, or bizarre, often deviating from established scientific facts. Well, there's no such thing as scientific facts. They shouldn't have written that there. Scientific theory, which is a framework, and that framework contains indisputable, observable phenomena, which we call fact. Anyway, too many words. Word salad coming out. I was watching Flat Earthers yesterday. These theories are usually disregarded by experts. Always disregarded by experts. I don't know why it says usually. They're always disregarded by experts. That's the definition. By rule, they are disregarded by experts and scholars in their respective fields. Which a scholar is not a student, you people. Anyway, there is also a humorous concept called the Crackpot Index, which rates scientific claims or individuals based on their pseudo-scientific thinking. Just to clarify, these aren't just words that get thrown around and have generalized meanings that some people kind of get and some people don't, and then that's, you're a this. No, this is what this is. Pseudoscience. It's not just a thing I don't believe, therefore, that's pseudoscience. Because you can't prove it to me right now in a debate. That isn't what pseudoscience is. That isn't what it is. You can't just say a tree is a mechanical machine that transports me from point A to point B. And if you say otherwise, that's just pseudoscience because you're showing me pictures of trees. Fuck off. Pseudoscience consists of statements, beliefs, or practices that claim to be both scientific and factual, but are incompatible with the scientific method. Incompatible. Can't happen. Pseudoscience is often characterized by contradictory, exaggerated, or unfalsifiable claims, reliance on confirmation bias, rather than rigorous attempts at refuting it. There are no rigorous attempts to refute it. Okay? They have a reliance on confirmation bias. That's what they do. Lack of openness to evaluation by other experts, or experts at all if you aren't one, because if you're practicing this bullshit, crackpottery, garbage, nonsense, fantasy delusion, you're not an expert at anything except being an asshole. You're a fucking level 10 asshole. Absence of systematic practices when developing hypotheses. That's the plural of hypothesis. That's one or more hypotheses. You have one, it's a hypothesis. Anyway, semantic meta is dark. And continued adherence long after the pseudoscientific hypothesis have been experimentally discredited. You can't do an experiment to show that yours is true. However, I can show that mine is true. Here's the same experiment that you can do with the same exact variables, and you'll get these same exact results with different data values depending on how you adjust the inputs and the outputs and how you measure it and on what scale, etc. Okay? It is not science, it's fucking nonsense. And it's becoming more and more prevalent. It has become extremely, way too prevalent and ruined a lot of people's lives and actually killed people. Anyway, been experimentally discredited. It's not the same as junk science, but it is still garbage nonetheless. What does pseudoscience not do? It does not follow the scientific method. That's what makes it pseudoscience. That's where we get that term from. The scientific method is an empirical method for acquiring knowledge. Oh, what's the scientific method? What's it? Shut up. Oh, name it, all this, the steps, all this confusion bullshit. Shut up. You're being pedantic. It's retarded. What is it? One sentence. Very simple. The scientific method is an empirical method for acquiring knowledge. Period. How does it work? Elaborate? Okay, it's an empirical method for acquiring knowledge that's characterized as the development of science since at least the 17th century. Involves careful observation coupled with rigorous skepticism because cognitive assumptions can distort the interpretation of the observation. I thought it was going to say observer. I haven't been reading a lot of text lately. Scientific inquiry includes creating a hypothesis through inductive reasoning, testing it through experiments and statistical analysis, and adjusting or discarding the hypothesis based on the results. Not just, oh, look, my thing is true because I think it is. Oh, well, this is fake because it doesn't line up with my thing that I think. Yours is wrong because I think this one. No, get on the right side of the table. The scientific method is extremely precise. If you do not follow the scientific method, you're practicing pseudoscience. Another name for somebody who practices pseudoscience is a crackpot. A crackpot, someone who refers to ideas or beliefs delusion and truly believes it, or they're a grifting liar, which is called a PO, a pretender. Someone who is pretending to be stupid or something for profit or attention, etc. Crackpot is someone who refers to ideas or beliefs that are baseless. There's no base in reality. There's nothing that can point to that besides you found it in the fucking encyclopedia in the chapter of You Made It the Fuck Up, as Andrew Wilson would say. That's what chapter that's in. Chapter You Made It the Fuck Up. Often and bizarre, absurd. Oh, people can fly up in the air and go into outer space. What are you talking about, weirdo? I don't know how cell phones work, but let me tell you why you don't know either, and you're wrong. Even though you can explain how transistors and silicon makes cell phone go brrr, and I can't. Often, well, always, as I said, deviating from established scientific theory, it should say, or rational thought. Just rational thought. Sun go up. Sun not retarded. Your way doesn't work. 3 people can't look in the same direction and be facing in different directions. What? Dude, what? Bruh, what? What? What are you talking about, man? Okay. To summarize, recap, Idiocracy, ow my balls, scientific method, pseudoscience, crackpot. Ready? Knowing what I've just told you, here we go.
So remember when they used to try and paint the religious right as the zealots and crazy and extremists? Well, Congresswoman Cori Bush can now add to...
Congresswoman. Clown world.
Her resume, faith healer, because she claimed that she can help cure cancer by touching, well, no idea how she yet proper.
Idiocracy is not coming. Period. Factually. Because if we're standing in a rainstorm isn't coming. Period. I mean, there could be another one coming. But when we're talking about rainstorm now on us versus not on us, one primary. You can't say the rainstorm is coming. The tornado is on its way. No, the tornado is here. It's been here for a whole period of time. So it wouldn't make sense to put a news headline, tornado approaching. That isn't true. It isn't true. Tornado here. Money go burr. That drip. Capybara. Cringe. Idiocracy is not coming. Crackpot. Pseudoscience. Scientific method. Check this out.
Identifies the tumors, but by touching them.
Congresswoman.
At one point, you came across with, quote, several visible tumors on her torso.
Just, not considering race or skin or look or color or anything. Just human being. Face. Does this look like somebody who would be scientifically inept? Question mark. Man with hands in the air. I don't know emoji times 3. Guy. Finger on chin. One eyebrow up, one down. Contemplating emoji. Whomst.
Tell me what happened.
So at that time, I, along with a group of friends, we would go out on the street.
I believe you.
And just meet with people and pray with people and offer them food.
Okay.
This lady came to us and...
Okay, so just, okay, there's nothing to really doubt there. Yeah, that's, okay, you do that. Then just a lady came to you. It's just a normal day. Totally plausible story. a lady came to you. Okay, you're standing there doing the thing with the food. A lady came to you. What happened next?
And she had these tumors.
Oh. How you knew that, I don't know, but okay.
I mean, she wanted us to like feel them.
I mean, she went, she did? Oh, okay, so she told you. So a random person walked up to you on the street because you're part of like a thing where you're feeding people, and she just walks up to you and says, "Hi, I have these tumors. I want you to feel them." Oh, cool. What else happens?
And
Is Xenu in this story? This is super cool. I love nonfiction.
I just went and brought
as one with tumors does.
And
rub the nipple.
My hand just began to move.
So then she put her hand on her, and the hand started to move. So out of nowhere, a woman walks up. "Hi, I have these tumors. I want you to feel them." And then you put, and without no other discussion, you put your hand on them, and it started to move. This is dude. Wow, this is, man, you're lucky that this Matrix shit happened to you.
And the lumps that were there were no longer there.
Oh! That's the face of an honest person to me. I don't know about you guys. You're crazy. What's your problem?
The lumps that were there were no longer there, and she. Was so happy, and the lumps that were there were no longer there, and she was so happy, and she.
That face, and it's like when someone's like 5, and then the man he flew down in the spaceship over here and picked me up, and then we went and met the spaceman, and he had the ice cream, and over here, and that's how the ice cream fell out of the freezer and got on my face and hands and spoon that's in my hand. See, over here. I want to hear the whole story again.
Went on about the lump.
As one with tumors does. Rub the nipple.
My hand,
we gotta.
And just began
my hand just
to move, and
yeah, just. Where did how did that stuff? Crimes? I just made up that melody. Hey, no, actually I did. Hey, look.
As one with tumors does.
She had these.
So you're feeding people, and this happened. The woman just comes up and she just starts doing 20 backflips, and I'm like, what the hell's happening? I got to do something. I got to figure this out.
And pray with people and offer them food. This lady came to us, and she had these tumors. I mean, she wanted us to like feel them, and I just went and brought
as one with tumors does.
And
rub the nipple.
My hand just began to move, and the lumps that were there were no longer there.
Oh, just that's how it all happened, and then all of a sudden, for no reason, no discussion, just you put your hand, it started to move, and just they were no longer. Somehow there were lumps. You knew they were tumors. Well, she said it right. Hey, are these tumors? I want you to feel them. She didn't even say remove them or do anything. You didn't even get the story. I don't know. What if they were keeping her alive and you just took them away? That's not cool. No surgery, nothing. Is that legal? You're practicing medicine on the street without a license, man. That's very, very illegal. But then they're no longer there. They were no longer there. Panhandling broadcast station.
And she was so happy, and she
What about your lumps?
went on about her day.
And then she just was so happy. And she, like, went on about her day. And that's what happened. That's still, I swear to God, Your Honor. That money, I don't know how that money got in my car with the bank bags and the bank robbery outfits. It's just, a woman came up and that stuff just appeared. And I put my hand on the car and then the money was there. And then I, like, just went on about my day. I believe you.
And I never saw her again.
Never saw her again. Wow. Ghosts and shit. Bruh, ghosts. Be watching them on, I'll be watching them ghost programs, bruh. That shit sounds so legit, bruh. Does she look like a demon? Democrats. Dude. Why do I know she's a Democrat? Oh, because she's a liar.
You think the tumors disappeared?
I do. I do.
Look, hey, everyone.
Okay.
Eve, little I for one believer, which is why I'm inviting her to this year's snake.
What the? Oh, my balls! Oh, my balls! Ah! What are we doing here? What's the deal, man? What's gonna happen next? Brandon just shit his pants again.